What's up, guys? So today I want to explain what I believe is like the real way to get a woman's number, like the most effective way, because I feel like I have struggled with this for a long time, and I think I'm finally starting to get it down a little bit. So I want to start off by explaining my mistakes that I used to do before. So before I used to be like mainly focused just on the act of getting her number. So I kept focusing on that. Okay, when's the right time to ask for a number? When's the right time to ask for a number? Just ask for a number, just get those words out. And then what would happen is that I wouldn't establish a connection with her. So it didn't feel natural when I asked for a number. It was just like, forced almost. So what you have to do is the opposite. You gotta focus not on like asking for her number, you gotta focus on forming a connection. And I would say typically, at least 5 minutes of conversing. 10 or 15 or 20 or even 30 or 40 is best. You know what I'm saying? So if you're at the, a party or get together, or even in the grocery store or in a park, you want to start off, if you see someone, a woman, you want to start off by, just talking to her like a friend and bounce around to various topics. You know what I mean? You want to establish a connection on a few different topics. Hobbies, anything, the weather, what you were planning to do that day, what, the vacation you're going on over the summer, the school you went to. You just want to bounce around, maybe 5 minutes at the least. And I swear, the longer you go talking to them, if the connection is good, then eventually they might just offer you their social media. Because if you don't establish like rapport or like an actual connection with that person, with that woman, then she's not really gonna feel ready to give you her social media or whatever at the end of the conversation. And I think if you're in public and you want to start talking to somebody, don't start with like "you're pretty" or something like that. What you want to start with is something unthreatening and something that makes her feel like you're not just talking to her just because you want to get her number. You want to make it sound like she's just another person in the community and you have some thought and you want to share it with her. It could be anything like oh dang, it's raining today and I wanted to go skateboard. What a bummer, I'll have to wait until tomorrow. And then she'll be like, yeah, and you'll be like, did you have any plans for today? And she'll be like, yeah, I was gonna go jogging, but it's also raining. And you can be like, oh, jogging, oh, I love jogging. So now you're establishing a connection and she doesn't feel like you're eyeing her body, you know what I'm saying? Because if a woman feels like you're like objectifying her like in public, it's kind of scary. They might feel a little bit scared or like a little turned off. So you want to establish a connection, but without them feeling like you're invading their space or like staring at their body or something like that. You want them to feel like you guys are just two people in the community, and you're just talking. And then at the end you could be like, hey, I really enjoyed our conversation, and I would recommend don't actually ask for her contact info. Say, can I give you my contact info? Because again, it's not as threatening, and it sounds more like you're doing her a favor rather than asking for her info. It's just better. Just say, can I give you my number? It was great talking with you. it would be nice to get coffee sometime, something like that. So yeah, first things first, establish a connection and talk with them like they are just any other person in the community. And then maybe you can, like, try to laugh too. That's another thing. Laugh about anything. Even if it's a fake laugh, you gotta laugh together. That's how you get someone to open up. You know what I mean? To you. It's like, I want to use this analogy. It's like primarily focusing on asking for her number or just getting her number. That's like the equivalent of like someone making a sundae, and just putting the cherry in midair and trying to make it stay up there. Like, no, you got to establish the ice cream and the chocolate and the nuts and the strawberries first. Your base, your foundation, which you could say is the connection. And then the cherry on top is getting her social media. So don't expect the cherry to just float in midair. You got to form the connection first, the base, the foundation. And everything will just fall into place easily. So yeah, that's what I would say. All right, go out and try that out. And if you never get to the point of asking for her number, maybe she walks off real quick and says, oh, I gotta go. And that's what it is. But it works a lot better than being hasty and just trying to get it right away. All right. Okay, take care, guys. Yeah, one more comment. So when you're talking to her about whatever you're talking about, the best thing is to get lost in that thing. You know what I'm saying? Just act like you're just so into what you're saying. Because if she senses that you're interested in what you're saying, she's gonna know that you're not like primarily focused on her. You're focused on the content of what you're saying, which just comes off a lot less threatening. Because people that are trying to manipulate others in public or whatever, they're not focused on what they're saying. They're focused on your reactions because they're trying to watch what you do so they can manipulate you and use what you do. But if you get lost in what you're saying, like for example, you're like, oh, in that movie last week, oh, I wanted to see it. Oh man, I messed up. I didn't get to go. It all sold out. Like if you have that attitude, she's gonna not feel like you're as threatening because you're kind of lost in your own ideas, and she knows you're just a regular person that isn't only gonna doesn't just enjoy women's company. They can also enjoy their own company, and another thought is that it's all right if you want to compliment something that maybe she's wearing, but you want to more like make it like less threatening. Like if you say, oh, nice shoes, then you want to make it like, oh, my friend bought those shoes, or oh, I also have a blue pair of shoes. You don't just want to sit there and like start commenting on things that she's like, her looks and stuff. Then she's gonna feel like you're eyeing her, and I don't know, she might not like that. So yeah. One more analogy. So when I was saying like, ideally you want to have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes talking with that person to establish a connection. It's like basketball, like you're not gonna, when you take the lead, like you're not just trying to put the ball in the hoop hastily. You're trying to run the clock out. You just keep dribbling and just keep it going. Like that's what your goal should be. Just run the clock as long as you can. Set your timer on your phone and just see how long you can make it. And the longer you can go talking with that person, the more of a connection you're going to establish. And that's when you can offer your contact info and tell them that you enjoyed your time talking together.